Oh, you shut up.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
Just once in a lifetime, there comes a motion picture so courageous, so explosive, that all else pales in comparison. A motion picture that breaks with convention, disregards taboos, risks 90 days in jail.
Feeling shy, are you, Blanche?
This is a family show, for Christ's sake! And digs deep into hitherto unexplored regions. This is such a picture.
Oh, what beautiful white fur. God.
The barriers are down. Sex.
I'm hot, Bletch, but not the way you think.
Drugs. Animal husbandry.
Why did you bring it here? It's not mine. You know it's not.
We'll let the court decide that, shall we?
Corruption.
Barry, do me a line.
From the killing fields of Vietnam to the playing fields of Beverly Hills.
Oh, what the heck, you bastard!
This is the motion picture that dares to probe the secret innermost fears.
It's the big one, Harry.
No, it can't be. I've taken precautions.
That eats at the heart. That tears at the soul.
Please, God. I know I've been a bad bunny.
From Peter Jackson, the director who gave you Bad Taste, comes a movie with no taste at all. Meet the Feebles, a motion picture that gives all it's got. Meet the Feebles, the adult puppet movie with something to offend everyone. Please, don't tell your friends how it all comes out in the end.
Yippee!
Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it.
Well, hello there, sir. You're muted.
Huh? What?
What?
Oh, hi, Joey.
Oh, hi, Scott.
Welcome to my abode.
That's your abode. I bet you say that to all the ladies.
Ladies? Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Welcome to Moviesucktastic.
Yes.
Off from another brief hiatus. Hopefully our last for a while.
I think so. I don't have any more vacations lined up.
Until you come to see me.
Yeah, still in the works.
That means it's not happening.
Well, no. It's, dude, I don't want to get into it, but the amount of money that I've spent this summer is obscene.
I believe it.
It's obscene.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what it might do is it might wait till after the new year.
Whatever.
So.
I dig. Anyhow, welcome back to Moviesucktastic. If you're listening to us on iTunes, it's amazing because we haven't posted anything since the Oscar show.
Shh.
And everybody else.
And our app isn't working for some reason.
That's those European things. I have to change that because the European laws changed.
I just had into a conversation about our show over the last vacation. It's like, oh, we have an app. I was like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. So, I want to download it. I want to listen to shows. Yeah, and how disappointed we all were when it said missing. You can't even download the app in the Google Play Store anymore.
No, because I have to change the European settings. That's my fault.
Yes.
Checking into that right now. Yes.
This episode we are reviewing Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles.
Yes, for
1989.
Peter Jackson, who was a great film director right up until King Kong.
Yeah, it's a shame because even after King Kong, we're like, all right, he's still in epic mode. Let's give him another shot, and then he does Lovely Bones, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Filmed in 2007, and then released like a year or two after that.
Well, I was lucky enough. This played in one of the art houses in New York City, and I was able to see Meet the Feebles in the theater. In fact, the only pre-King Kong Peter Jackson film that I have not seen in a movie theater is Bad Taste. Every other Peter Jackson film up until King Kong, I've seen, and including King Kong, unfortunately, I've seen in a theater.
Well, Bad Taste, when did that come out? 85?
Oh, that was late 80s, early 90s.
No, Bad Taste came out before, I think it was 88, 89. No, I'm sorry. Meet the Feebles was 89. I want to say that Bad Taste was like 87.
Oh yeah, it was late 80s then, because what happened was Bad Taste, and this is the New Zealand Film Commission gives money to people to make films, apparently regardless of what they're about. Yeah. So after he did Bad Taste, he was trying to get the money together to do Brain Dead, in America known as Dead Alive, and in between, to kill the time, he made the most obnoxiously obscene puppet film ever made.
Ever. I don't give a shit what Happytime Murders is doing. It's not going to touch Meet the Feebles.
Definitely.
It ain't going to happen. And every time I was doing prep work for this podcast, the show that we're doing right now, and every time I typed in Meet the Feebles, there was an advertisement for Happytime Murders. I went on IMDb to just bring up Meet the Feebles so I can see all the cast and the credits. And in the top right-hand corner, Happytime Murders. I did a wiki search, Happytime Murders, playing, in these theaters near you. It's like, wow. So it's like the Happytime Murder people fucking get it. They know, like you had mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, they know Meet the Feebles. They know all about it.
Oh, yeah.
And the Avenue Q, just comparison. I was like, let me watch some Avenue Q today. And I was like, this isn't that good. It's like, this isn't even really groundbreaking.
Yeah, Avenue Q is the one that, like, all the people that think they know films and entertainment and stuff point to, because that was like the off-Broadway, intelligentsia, to an extent. Let's be real. But that was like, I went to New York, I saw this. Where Meet the Feebles was, I went to New York and saw this. There's a difference. I
got a hooker first, and then I saw it. You did.
She bought the popcorn.
Yeah.
This is like this was like the tail end of what I lovingly refer to as underground video cinema.
Yeah.
Or films that were made in a time period where the mom and pop video stores were still around, and bootleg videos were still something you'd get through like Video Search in Miami and stuff like that. And so stuff like this would come out in a foreign country, would get no release out here, and then you'd eventually get a grainy bootleg at a convention or through the mail, and that's how you had to watch these films.
That's how we all got ours.
Yeah, I spent so many years watching a grainy VHS dupe from a PAL copy.
Well, and the version that we're reviewing isn't much better.
No, there's never been somehow this hasn't been released on Blu-ray.
No, well, the only Peter Jackson film from back in the day that's released on Blu-ray is Bad Taste.
And even then, that was a bare bones edition. Like, there's nothing. I believe I still have that, or did I have?
Or am I mistaken? Am I talking about the DVD? The DVD that I have is DVD, like a special
not a Blu-ray.
edition.
Yeah, it's special edition DVD, but it's not a Blu-ray. That was before Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I think it's a limited. The one that I have is a limited edition DVD.
They released it before Lord of the Rings.
It's a numbered limited edition, like 40,000 copies or 50,000 copies.
Yeah, it was released before Lord of the Rings. They made kind of a big deal about it. I used to have the VHS copy with the sticker that you could put on the cover. So instead of the alien giving the finger, it was giving a
peace sign.
Reverse peace sign, which is just as naughty in England. But
bunch of pussies.
What?
Bunch of pussies. It's like, yeah, we can't have a middle finger on a. But stop it. Stop it. Let them die slowly. Banned in 39 countries. It's like that box can, let's not touch the box. Let's just put a big red banner on it that says it's banned in 39 countries. It's like, stop it now. So, I had mentioned to Scott. This was before I went on vacation. I mentioned to him through text. I didn't mention it through the show, that I was going to try and convince the house, everyone that was staying at the house we rented, to watch Meet the Feebles and quote-unquote help me review the film. So we get there on Sunday, and I tell my brother-in-law about it, and he's like, wow, that sounds amazing. I want to see that. Because I was telling him all about it. I said, take the Muppets, throw in meth, crack, heroin, just mix it all together, and you get Meet the Feebles. And he's like, wow, really? I go, yeah, the Happytime Murders is coming out. We want to review Meet the Feebles to try and maybe coincide it a little bit with that release. So Monday comes along, and just everyone's just tired because, we get in on Sunday, everyone's tired Monday, we're just chilling in the house. Finally, Wednesday night rolls around, and everyone is like, okay. I didn't even have to bring it up. They actually came to me and said, let's watch Meet the Feebles. Because I had mentioned to the house, it's like, if you want, I have this movie I have to watch. If you want to watch it with me, that'd be great. We sit down, and we make it 15 minutes before it's turned off, and we're watching something else. It just brought me right back to our high school days.
Fucking,
like Doug's basement, trying to watch Meet the Feebles. Bletch is fucking a cat. Walrus is fucking a cat, and then it's like, yeah, let's turn this off.
But why?
Well, and I don't want to say that the house wasn't interested or like, oh, this is terrible, I can't watch this. In their defense, the copy was bad, and the sound on the TV was horrifically bad. So it just made it for an unpleasant experience. So everyone's just trying to watch it. The sound is tinny, it's grainy, it's really just bad all around. And they're like, this is really hard to watch. And I go, no, I know, isn't this crazy? It's like, no, this is hard to watch. And I'm like, oh. I was like, well, we could watch something else. And they're like, do you mind? I'm like, no, I'll just watch it, whenever. But we made it 15 minutes before we were watching something else.
I was not able to talk my wife into watching it with me.
Really?
I was like, have you ever seen Meet the Feebles? I don't believe so. So you want to watch it with me? She said, no. Come on. No.
No.
So, yeah.
Now, I have a slideshow going in the back here, and I get the feeling that we could be playing the film, and we
probably
not
could
get flagged.
But you know what? No, because that would ruin it. I want you people need to watch the film. I don't want to ruin the film.
Well,
this
and
is a good,
eventually...
That was not a good movie, but this is a movie you should watch.
Yeah, well, eventually this film will come out on Blu-ray, and someone's going to flag us at some point, so we may as well just do the fucking slideshow. It's just all that comes down to it. So, the first time I ever saw this film was because of my co-host here. He had given me a copy, and it was just, yeah, I think it was like 93, 94, I was able to get a copy from you. I think this wasn't even released in the United States until like 94.
No, you couldn't get it for the longest time. You could get like an imported DVD copy, but this was not available in the United States. Again, I had a bootleg that I got from either through a trade or from a convention, and I was lucky enough to be able to see it at, I think the Film Forum showed it. Yes, I still have the flyer actually in a file somewhere. Wow. Yeah, they had the flyer, had the lizard with the gun to his head. It's like, yes.
The fucking deer hunter scene.
Yeah, but this film never got a broad release in America.
No.
With any
very limited.
I believe it's available now on DVD, correct?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Yep. But that wasn't until like well into 2000.
Even that copy blows, which is the copy I watched to review this.
Yeah, it has not received any. And again, this is why I think it's. I really feel like there's this kind of like, as soon as Peter Jackson was accepted into the higher echelons of the of Hollywood, you know, like where he's like hobnobbing with Spielberg and Lucas and you know, ganging up with them to try to convince people that they want to watch 64 frames per second when they don't.
Yeah, the 48 frames per second.
48, 64. It's too many fucking frames. And
no, it's awful.
And he's in epic mode, and I'm a fucking genius and everything. And like, it's almost like he's trying to bury his roots, because he had always said, after Lord of the Rings, I'm going to go back and do like another zombie film. Guess what? He never did.
Yep, never did it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we could do the Hobbit. And what's that book with a dead girl that ends up coming back and like having sex? Yeah, let's do that one. Spoiler alert. Who gives a fuck? Phones. Yeah, so he just kind of like is like, I think I honestly, we had this discussion briefly, and I honestly think he's either ashamed or unwilling to acknowledge his origins.
It's also possible that New Zealand owns the copyright and he can't even get his own movies.
No, I don't buy that for a minute. Really, he can't buy the copyright for his films from New Zealand? Really? No. No.
I'm just guessing. I mean, he's probably not going to make any real money with the releases of this on Blu-ray.
Exactly. And
you know, Shout Factory would have done it already. There's got to be a reason why.
There's got to be a reason why. He probably just doesn't want them out there.
Which really sucks, because Brain Dead, or Dead Alive as it's known in America, the only way you can get the uncut version of that film, as far as I know, is either a Laserdisc rip or the Spanish DVD.
Right.
Which I own. I have both.
And it's one of the best zombie comedies ever made. Oh, yeah. I would actually put it up against Shaun of the Dead.
Your mother ate my dog.
Not all of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, honestly, I would put that up against Shaun of the Dead easily. I would be a dead heat between the two of them. That's how fucking awesome that film is. Really.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Oh, yeah. And one of 3 films I've ever been at in a theater where people walked out of the film, and it was during that scene.
Oh, good. I
saw that in New York City. Yeah. I was in New York City, and during that whole like priest fight sequence, these couple got up saying, "Oh, I can't take this." Hey, pussies.
What did you think you were watching?
Yeah. Fuck off.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, Meet the Feebles. So again, this is after Bad Taste, which was a film, ultra low budget film he shot basically in his backyard, And he got funding from the New Zealand Film Commission to finish it, as far as I remember.
Yeah, it was after Bad Taste and before Dead Alive, because he did Heavenly Creatures after Dead Alive or Brain Dead, because Heavenly Creatures was
Heavenly Creatures is after Dead
acclaimed.
It's after Dead Alive, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it's...
Bad Taste is his first film. Meet the Feebles is the second one.
Right, and then Dead Alive, Brain Dead, and then Heavenly Creatures.
Yeah, so Bad Taste was a low-budget film about aliens that come to Earth to pack up human meat and sell it as fast food in outer space.
Yeah.
And this independent group gets together to take them out. And Peter Jackson starred in that as two characters, as well as wrote and directed, and he built his own fucking what do you call them, dollies and shit out of 2x4s. Yeah, I remember reading about it in Fangoria magazine, and everybody was enamored with it. They were calling it Monty Python meets Reanimator. And then there was all this talk. Yeah, he's doing this zombie film, and in between he does this puppet movie, which is basically just it's all puppets. And this is the one thing I hold this over Happy. I haven't seen Happyland Murders yet. Happytime, whatever the fuck. Yeah. And I'm sure it's and I'm looking forward to see it, and I'm hoping I enjoy it.
I think it's going to be funny, and I think it's going to be good.
I don't know, I don't know how good it's going to be.
But I've had to stop a couple of people where they're talking about Happytime Murders, like, oh my God, can you believe they're doing this? And I'm like, yeah, I can. And here's a movie you should go check out. And don't thank me, just check it out.
Yeah. And I think the two things that Meet the Feebles is going to have, based from what I've seen on the trailers, over Happyland Murders, is one, it's all puppets. So it's not that human, and obviously low budget film, no name stars.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no
$750,000 was the budget, which even for then seems like a lot.
Yeah, and they're making fucking puppets out of it.
Yeah,
puppets are expensive.
Yeah,
but
they're large puppets too. These aren't like little tiny ones. Some of them are huge.
Right. So it's all puppets, and it's darkly realistic. And what I mean by that is, it's not this like when you watch the Happyland. Don't give a shit. I'm
gonna correct you every time anyway, though.
They're really trying to make it like this really bright, like the Muppet Show. And Meet the Feebles is very dark, and it aims for this kind of gritty realism. So, I mean, let me put it this way. The cum shots in Happytime Murders look comical. The cum shots in this film are fucking just graphic.
Yeah, it's like, that's real.
Oh, by the way, and cum shots, least of your concern in this film. Honestly, there's
yeah.
So I mean, just you've got urine. There's urine. There's
vomit.
heroin use, vomit. Obviously, loads of blood. You've got suicide, murder, poisoning,
rape,
crushing. Rape. Oh, rape. Don't forget rape. You've got Vietnam flashbacks. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
You also have the
AIDS.
I mean, AIDS. Well, yeah, a version of AIDS.
Well, yeah, it's AIDS. But
now another thing it's got going.
Watch the movie. But yeah,
there's like 4 or 5 subplots to this film.
Yeah.
I mean, the main plot has to do with Henrietta, which is she's the star of the show. She's like the Kermit or the Miss Piggy.
Isn't her
she's Heidi? Heidi the hippo. You know what, Henrietta? I keep flashing back to the New Zoo Review.
Oh,
because she really is very similar to the hippo from the New Zoo Review, like frighteningly slow. So like I can't tell the difference. But she's the star of the show, but she's having weight issues, and her boyfriend, who's Blech, who was also in Bad Taste.
The actor.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of Peter Jackson films.
I'm pretty sure the voice actor.
Yeah. He's been working with Peter Jackson from the beginning. I mean, he's in the Hobbit trilogy as he plays Dory the Hobbit.
Right. And so that's the main plot with her, and she's having these issues. But, of course, Blecht also has a side story where he's running this crime organization through the show, which is a major televised show. Then you've got the subplots of the hedgehog that's in love with the chorus line poodle. You've got the porns that are the porn.
Trevor the Rat.
Trevor the Rat, who's like the enforcer or weasel, so to speak,
To Black. He's
Black.
He's Black's guy.
Yeah, he's Black's guy. There's a pornography ring going on, and that crosses over with the elephant, who has a maternity battle with the chicken, and
Yeah.
and
just going on and explaining more and more of the plot. It's like, listen,
but it's so layered. I mean, like
Yeah.
every time you have to mention a partner, the character comes up because then there's the guy that does the nasal porn with them, but then like he gets a bad batch of heroin, a bad batch of cocaine actually.
Actually, it's borax.
It was supposed to be cocaine.
It was supposed to be coke. Yeah.
Right. And then you've got the star of the show, the co-star or the main star of the show, one of the main stars of the show, the rabbit who thinks he's got some kind of Muppet version of AIDS. My favorite scene of that, of course, is when he's praying to the cross and there's a little frog crucified on it.
Yeah.
Nice. and it all culminates during the live show that's supposed to be their big premiere. Or like they got new sponsors or something like that. I forget.
Well, it's gotten syndicated.
That's right. It was syndicated. That was the big thing. So I mean, there's all this other. There's like 4 or 5 storylines that get wind around and get wrapped up at the end one way or another, and there's a lot going on.
It's a ton.
Where I guarantee Happytime Murders. Get it right this time, sir?
Yes, you did.
I guarantee it's mainly just going to be this mystery with a lot of
it's like who's killing Muppets.
It's just like, okay, how many humorous things can we? Yeah, how many humorous things can we do? But and again, I'm not knocking the film. I'm sure it's going to be entertaining by what I've seen, but it's not going to be anywhere as nuanced, gritty, or downright disturbing as Meet the fucking Feebles.
No,
hands down.
There's nothing. I don't believe there's going to be anything possibly ever again that's going to be like Meet the Feebles. I don't see it. And if anyone did try and do something, they would just be blatantly ripping off Meet the Feebles. And it would probably fail miserably, and it wouldn't make for a good watching experience at all. Now, what did I said that in a previous episode that Happytime Murders, it was when we were doing our Blockbuster episode, that Happytime Murders was going to make more money than The Predator. Because The Predator comes out in a couple of weeks. Happytime Murders is like an end of summer release. And let's see, what has Happytime Murders done? Happytime Murders made $9.5 million its opening weekend. That is not a lot of money. Nobody gave a shit about Happytime Murders. Jesus Christ. Mission Impossible Fallout in its 4th or 5th week almost made as much money.
But it's not a big film like that, so who's expecting it to make that kind of money? What was the budget on it?
$40 million.
And how much did it make?
In its opening weekend, it made 9.5.
Ooh.
And it's made 11.9 million total.
Okay, that's probably 40 million.
Yeah, that's bad.
No, it's not good.
They're probably not going to make another one of these, and if they do, it ain't going to cost $40 fucking million. Yeah, that's awful. What is this movie? Crazy Rich Asians. It's the #1 movie 2 weeks in a row.
You ever heard that? Everyone's loving it.
What is this, like My Big Fat Greek Wedding kind of like rom-com thing going on? What is this?
It's the biggest craze.
It's fucking crazy. It's made almost $100 million.
Sure.
I don't get it.
Why not?
I don't get it. Just like I didn't get
you're not
Greek Wedding when it came out. I watched it and I thought it was an okay film, but I don't get it. I don't get the fascination with this.
You're not the target audience, sir.
Do you think?
I'm guessing.
Now the director His name is John Chu. And the movies he has directed are Step Up to the Streets, Step Up 2, Step Up 3D, Justin Bieber, Never Say Never, G.I. Joe, Retaliation, Believe, I guess that's the Michael Jackson movie, Gem and the Holograms, and Now You See Me Too.
Yeah.
And now Crazy Rich Asians. All of his movies have made money. Like undeniably made money. I mean, it's like, I'd give this guy money to make me a movie.
Gem and the Holograms made money?
That's actually the only thing that didn't really make any money. It only cost,
really?
It cost $5 million, and it made $2.3 million. Like, they had so little faith in it, they didn't even try to get it in more markets.
And they were right.
They didn't even try and get it in more markets to break even.
You mean Gem and the Holograms, the cartoon / comic that was only ever in history ever been referred to as a joke?
Yeah.
What, they didn't take it seriously? When's the ROM adaptation coming out?
Yeah, my wife loved that cartoon when she was a kid, and I just looked Gem and the Holograms.
I'll say, because I know they didn't do a cartoon on ROM.
Yeah, no.
And don't scare me there.
Because Boomerang, the channel Boomerang, which plays a lot of old school cartoons, it came on, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love this show!" And my head I just turned. I go, "Excuse me." I was like, "This show fucking sucks." And she's like, "No, I used to love this show." And so I was like, "All right, let's watch a little bit of it." Yeah, it still sucks. It still sucks a lot. Gem and the Holograms. I can't believe they made a sequel to Now You See Me.
It wasn't that bad. It was all right.
I haven't seen either one.
It was fun. It's. Please, excuse me a second.
They did a remake of Papillon.
Papillon. Fuck off and die. Thank you.
Fuck off and die.
That's the sequel to Papillon.
Is it? Well, it's appropriately titled.
Where was I? Yeah, Now You See Me. That's one of those films that falls in with The Illusionist. One of those things where the magic that's performed in the film is impossible.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just like there's no way they could do this. So it's a suspension of disbelief, which I'm fine with. But you have to go in expecting that where it's not going to be like, oh, yeah, it's Penn and Teller. It's like, no, this is just fucking movie magic.
And Sicario, Day of the Soldado.
Oh, yeah,
that came out. I didn't even I knew it was coming, and it came out and went away, and I didn't even know.
So I did get around. I finally this past weekend watched. Now, it's Sicario or Cesario?
It's Sicario.
Sicario. I've been pronouncing it wrong. I finally got around to watching the first one.
The first one. That's Denis Villeneuve.
I don't know.
That's the guy that directed not Kidnap. The one with Hugh Jackman where his kid gets kidnapped.
Prisoners.
He did Prisoners. He did Arrival. He's the guy that did Arrival. He did
Arrival.
He did the new Blade Runner film. He's a very good director.
So I finally watched Sicario.
Okay.
Here's my take on it. It's brutal. It's dark. And I'm not sure what the purpose of the film is. And I say that in a nice way because I did enjoy the film. But it's like if you watch, say, No Country for Old Men.
Right.
And there's like a theme or a purpose to it. And I didn't really get that from Sicario. With Sicario, it really just felt, it was like, I would compare it to Narc.
Okay.
Where I would say it's a good movie. There's some great acting and some great dialogue. But in the end, it's, I just watched a cop thing go wrong and that's it. It was really, there's no moral. There's no, you could say there is, but I would argue against that.
Yeah.
Now, I would recommend watching Sicario. I enjoyed it. And the fact that
Antonio. Oh, you're thinking of
Benicio del Toro.
Okay.
That Benicio del Toro has said that the second one makes the first one look tame in comparison. Makes me want to see the sequel all the more.
Yeah.
Because it is a brutal the first film is just insanely brutal, and enjoyably so. But again, I was at the end, like the next day, I was thinking about it. It's like, yeah, but why did they make it? It's like style and substance. All style, but I don't know how much substance is actually there. I'm at a loss. I can't. But I came away feeling weird about that one.
Okay.
It was like, okay, so Saw's torture porn, and this is.
Now, I still haven't seen the first Sicario.
I recommend it.
Myself.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
I feel like that came out years ago, like 5
Notice
years
I didn't
ago.
give anything away.
Well, that's good. When did Sicario come out? Is it 2013? 2015.
Like
okay, so I feel a little bit better that it only came out 3 years ago. Whew. It's got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb on 300,000 votes. That's
reasonable.
That's pretty impressive.
It's a damn good film. Like I said, I have nothing to knock the film about, except it's just like if you ask me what was the film about, I'd be like, well, it's just about drug dealers and cops and a lot of violence. That's what it is. I mean, there's
lots of violence.
There's really not much. There's really no. There's like a supposed twist where it's like, oh, this is what's happening, but by the time you get to it, you just don't care, and it's like, yeah, okay, you're gonna still kill more people, right? Yeah, okay, that's pretty much the only reason we're doing this. Okay, keep going. I'm fine with it. Keep rolling.
Oh yeah, totally fine with it.
I can't. Nothing bad about the film, but I just can't justify it.
Well, now I have to watch it, and I have to make that. I have to see what you're talking about.
I definitely want to get your input on it because I think I need it.
My wife is telling me that I don't have a certain movie on the Plex, and I'm like, there's no way that I don't have this movie.
Dude, I've been going through my Oscars and like adding, making my categories for Oscar films, and I'm stumbling across films like, what do you mean I don't have them? Like American Beauty, I could have sworn I had American Beauty, and all of a sudden I don't have it.
Well, Mare just told me, she goes, you don't have the movie Waiting on Plex. I'm like, what?
You're the reason I have it because you told me I should have it.
And I don't have it on my. I'm looking at it right now. I do not have the film Waiting.
I just had to get In and Out. I didn't have In and Out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Only copy I could find was like 9 gigs.
Ugh.
But yeah, I know. But hey, I've got my new 8 terabyte drive. I'm not as flinching as much now. It's like, yeah, whatever. I want it.
I'm pretty sure I have that. Let me see what I have. I do not have In and Out myself.
Probably because the copies are like 9 gigs.
Yeah, I'm not going to download a 9 gig copy. You know what? I'll find a better copy, and I'll send it to you.
All right.
I do. Is this a good copy of Into the Night? Because I know at one point I had to. Oh no, I think that's. Oh geez, that's not. It's an okay copy. I think that's the one that I had to edit myself. Since I'm in the eyes, and it's like, I guess I'll get a better copy of Into the Night as well. Anyhow.
Anywho.
Are we done with Meet the Feebles?
I feel like we haven't talked too much about it.
I feel the same way, but what else can we talk about without ruining stuff? A, and B, it's a layered film, but it's not Ben-Hur, so
you can't ruin the film. You can't. Because it's not like they're like, oh, here's the twist in the act. It's like, no, it's just a matter of, yeah, and this is where the hippo goes crazy with the machine gun. Hey, did I ruin the film for you? Trust me, I didn't.
Yeah, you really did.
Because me telling you that, like, again, I tell everyone, only puppet film with a Vietnam flashback. Does knowing there's a Vietnam flashback ruin it when it happens? No. You're just like, I can't believe this is happening. I thought Scott was lying. I thought he was a dirty liar.
A dirty liar.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of drug use, sex, violence, crime, and let's not forget my favorite part of the film, I tell people flat out, listen, at the end of the film, the hippo goes on a rampage with a machine gun while a fox sings a song about sodomy. And like, what do you mean? So what I just said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
Let me tell you about sodomy. Actually, when I sing it, I'm singing it like Fiddler on the Roof, which is even worse.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come off that way.
And I love it earlier in the film. He's like, I demand my number be put in the show. And the walrus is like, yeah, no,
No.
not doing it. Black is like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
I don't want that fudge packer eliminated.
Yeah. Get that faggot out of here.
It's just horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
horrible.
Film. No redeeming value whatsoever. I don't know why Peter Jackson would not want this film seen by everybody.
Yeah. Because then Hollywood won't give him $100 million to make a movie.
Like, because like now he's legitimate, and seriously, he's turned his back on what got him where he is. He really has. He got the attention he got because he did these small genre films, and did them so well on such a small budget that they were like, hey, yeah, let's see what you do with a serious film about the New Zealand children that murdered her mother, and then hey, why don't you come to America and do a ghost film with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah.
and then it's like, wow, you told Industrial Light and Magic to go fuck themselves and created your own special effects company. How about this Lord of the Rings thing you're trying to do? It all led from just showing how much he could do with a little budget. And the people that raved about him and, forced their friends to watch grainy bootlegs, made this motherfucker what he is today, and he's turned his back on it.
He really has. He really, really has.
In
the
I'm
Frighteners,
glad.
What's that?
I'm glad, because the Peter Jackson that made King Kong and every piece of shit since then is not the Peter Jackson I know.
No, not at all.
The Peter Jackson I know is dead.
He has died. And when he did The Frighteners, which was a Hollywood film, a big budget Hollywood film.
It was his first. It was like, hey, show us what you can do in the States.
Right. And the main villain in there is essentially a ring wraith. It's just running around the screen. It's basically a ring wraith just running around the screen. And it's just like, I didn't put two and two together until after Lord of the Rings came out. I'm like, we watched the director's cut of The Frighteners, and that's a ring wraith just running around screen. It's like,
pardon me.
So well, I guess it shouldn't be surprising, but it is. I think it is. The film currently lies on IMDb a 6.7 out of 10 on 17,000 votes, and on box office, Rotten Tomatoes, it's actually even higher. The tomato meter for the critic and the audience score is over 70%.
And that just shows you like how much respect he's garnered from this, and he's squandered it. It's like, again, I think he's just trying to forget it ever. I bet you. Otherwise, why wouldn't we be seeing? Oh, hey, you want to see that? Meet the Feebles coming out on DVD. No, no, he's like that part of his life is gone.
71% critics tomato meter. 73% on the audience score.
You want to give it a 10?
No. 10.
I'll do a 10.
We're not doing 10 for this.
I got enough gin in me to do a 10. We can do a 10.
We're not doing a 10.
Oh.
Stop it.
9.
We're not doing 9 either. I'll go 7 for this.
I'll meet you at 7. I agree. A strong 7. This film is fucking... It's yeah.
This film needs a fucking Blu-ray release, and I just really hope that it does get it.
Yeah.
Now, this was my challenge to you.
Oh shit, that's right.
Scott, I got to start texting you earlier in the day.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How did I come up with this challenge? What did you challenge to me?
You tell me, sir.
Here, I'll tell you exactly. I have it. It's here. What did you challenge to me? It was brain damage. And it was what's his face? The what's his name? What the hell's his name?
Ooh.
The fucking the worm thingy from Brain Dead.
Oh, Elmer.
Elmer. Thank you. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Elmer. Because it was puppetry. It just made me think of Meet the Feebles.
And there's a worm in Meet the Feebles that could be a relative of Elmer's.
I had completely forgotten about that when I came up with the comparison. But
Yeah.
I also came up with like 4 other movies to challenge you to. One of them being Ghoulies, Critters, shit like that. So my challenge was initially going to be Ghoulies, but I changed my mind at the last second because it made more sense because of Happytime Murders.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that totally.
So.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have a challenge for me?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Ooh.
This is a film with a lot of puppets in it.
It has puppets.
And I think we should do another film with puppets.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And is this Let My Puppets Come?
No, it is not. We're not doing this a hardcore porn film with puppets. No.
Okay. I just wanted to get that out of there right away.
No. We're not doing that. I might have actually removed that from my Plex. I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't. It's there.
It's like, I don't know if I need this. I forget if I have. I might still have it.
I think
but
you asked me to get it.
Because I remember hearing about it. Yeah. What
was I'm sorry, my short-term memory is for shit. What was the 9 gig movie that you got?
In and Out.
All right, I'm gonna look that up.
All right.
I'm gonna write it down. In and Out.
But I'm thinking we can go back to basics with this. Stick with the puppet theme.
I'm trying to think of another puppet movie. Is it rated R? Is this an R-rated puppet film?
Oh yeah. It's not a hard guess.
I can't think of it. It's just it is not. Well, what was the year? Do you know the year?
89.
Also 89.
Mm-hmm.
Same year as Meet the Feebles.
Yes, it is. I'll give you a hint.
Give me a hint.
Puppet is in the title.
Oh, is it Puppet Master?
Of course, it's Puppet Master. Come on.
Okay.
What?
I don't know
Of
why
course.
I wasn't thinking of puppet. Because when you said puppets, I'm thinking an all puppet film again. But Puppet Master it's got live actors in it too.
Right. And also a new Puppet Master film just came out, so it's good to go back to the original now.
Did it really? All right.
Oh yeah, it's what's it called? I have it. It's hang on.
Now that's Paramount's company.
Yeah, the newest one is Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich.
Oh God. Can I have any puppets goose stepping? Jesus.
Here's the description. A recently divorced young man discovers a mint condition Blade doll in his deceased brother's closet and plans to sell the toy at a convention in Oregon celebrating the 30th anniversary of the infamous Toulon murders. All hell breaks loose during the auction when a strange force animates all of the puppets throughout the convention, setting them on a bloody killing spree.
Super. That sounds great. Oh my God. And Puppet Master came out in 89.
And the screenplay by the same guy that wrote Brawl in Cell Block 99 and Bone Tomahawk.
Really?
Yeah, so there's some interesting stuff for you.
Yeah, those are 2 pretty good films. Interesting. Okay. So Puppet Master, that's with what's his face? Jack Death is in that one, right?
Oh.
Tim Thomerson? Is he in that one?
No, that's Dollman you're thinking of.
Oh, Dollman.
You're thinking of Dollman. Yeah. I never got into the Dollman series.
Me neither. Yeah.
I've got all the Trancers films.
Yeah, even the last one. Ugh.
That was the 4th one, right?
I thought it was the 5th. I thought they made 5 of those.
It's
like Trancers Back in Time. It's a time travel one.
Oh, it's definitely a time travel one. It's in my time travel collection. All the transfers are time travel ones.
Yeah, but that one's
like the alternate dimensions and stuff, I think. I have it.
It could be, yeah, alternate dimension.
Yeah, no, that's where they went crazy.
Puppet Master, the Littlest Reich. Oh, that's what's his face from Reno 911.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Transfers 4, Jack of Swords. Jack is now back in the future.
Ugh.
Jack finds himself in a whole new dimension, and he also runs across a different version of Transfers. Yeah, so that's a whole alternate dimension film. They just kind of, because I guess time travel was getting too boring.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Puppet Master, Paul LeMat. Paul LeMat. That name sounds familiar. Is that the dude that does the voice of Mock?
My name is Mock.
I believe that Paul LeMat was in Rock and Rule. He did voice work.
Now I only have 2 Puppet Master films.
Maybe not. No, okay. Never mind.
I'm missing some Puppet Master films because I only have the first one and the newest one.
Oh wait, it is him. He played Omar. He did the voice of Omar in Rock and Roll. Knew it.
How many Puppet Master films do you own, sir?
I don't have any. But this week I'll have them all. Including the Littlest Reich.
Looks like there's 6 altogether, I think. No, there's more than that. Oh, there's way too many of these.
Oh my God, is there really that many?
I think there's 10 of them.
Jesus Christ. Next year, Puppet Master is going to have its 30th anniversary.
Well, that's in the film. It's the 30th anniversary of the murders that took place in the first film. That was the arc I just mentioned.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah. This is the 10th one. There's 10 of them.
10.
Yeah, actually, this is not the 10th one. I think this is the 11th one.
11. Is Paramount still producing those with their Full Moon? That's their horror company.
I don't know. I'm a bit out of the loop on the Puppet Master.
I know that
I should challenge you to all 11 of them.
Oh God, no. Ain't got that kind of time. Paramount was making a lot of Puppet Master movies under the Full Moon production company. Along with like the Dollmans was under the Puppet Master or under the Full Moon production company, and they were just making a bunch of different ones. If it was a horror film, and it wasn't like one of the studio horror films, like Pet Sematary, it got produced through Full Moon.
Yeah, if I'm correct here, this is the first Puppet Master film since Puppet Master 10: Axis Rising, which was in 2012.
Jeez, I haven't made one in 6 years.
I wasn't really prepared for this, but there was one in 2017, Puppet Master Axis Termination. This is just madness. I can't even believe. Yeah, this is insane.
Axis Termination.
Now, most of these were direct to video, if not all of them.
I think all of them except the first one.
I think the first one was in the theaters, but I think that's where it all ends. I could be wrong. It would take more research I'm willing to do right now.
No, first one was straight to video, 1990.
Was it?
I'm looking at it.
That makes sense.
Video premiere was October 12th, 1989.
And that honestly makes sense because, again, that was still mom and pop shop, Blockbuster, sleazy video.
That was like the beginning of the straight to video stuff.
Yeah, that's when that was when it was like, why are we bothering going to the video with this? Because before then, they were taking all these films that never made it to film, but were never made it to theaters, but were meant to.
Right.
And they were releasing those on video, and then it's like, well, why are we even bothering?
Yeah, and then a lot of those were getting like HBO, Cinemax, Showtime premieres as well. Like the film with Armand Assante, Blind Justice. It wasn't made by HBO.
Cable. Yeah, it was made for cable.
Well, it was made and HBO snatched it up and they did an HBO premiere. It was one of their HBO premieres. To this day, I love that film. I would have loved to have seen that in a theater.
Oh yeah, that's a great blind warrior film. And you see the thing, like you see Netflix doing that. Netflix and Hulu and all these other streaming video companies now doing what the cable companies first started doing back then. Was like, yeah, we need to start just not just making our own films, but also buying distribution rights to films that are coming out. You know, they're at Cannes trying to snap stuff up before, you know, they're the new video, direct to video and direct to streaming. It's just interesting times. Interesting times. Yeah, way more Puppet Master films than I ever thought were out there. There's more Puppet Master films than there are Chucky films.
There's more Puppet Master films than there are Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Yeah, well, that I'm not surprised about, but Chucky films, I'm a little surprised about. I was like, yeah.
Those two kind of go hand in hand.
I think they're actually tied with Friday the 13th, if you count Jason X and the reboot, which failed.
You know,
they're tied.
What's funny, that reboot they did that reboot in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And made money. It made quite a bit of money, enough to to garner a sequel. And I remember it was the beginnings of this podcast where we were talking about it, and they said, yeah, they're releasing Friday the 13th 2 in 3D, and we're like, what? It's like, it's a horror film. You know, you always wait to the third film to release
exactly.
it in 3D.
And they didn't even do 2.
They didn't even bother. They just didn't. Now, I can totally see them trying to reboot that franchise again and possibly getting a good writer and a good director and then bringing that franchise back. I can see that happening. I've been hearing noise that they are planning on or trying to do another Freddy reboot, ignoring the last one. Freddy or Friday the 13th?
Freddy.
Okay.
And obviously
with, Rorschach. That played Rorschach.
Right, which was horrible because they didn't try to do anything different with it. Now, I finally saw the trailer to the new Halloween coming out. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the trailer.
It is a stroke of fucking genius that they just said, okay, we're going to ignore all the sequels. This is part 2.
Yeah, right.
I was like,
and Danny McBride he's one of the writers on that.
And it's almost like and Carpenter's involved. Am I correct?
Carpenter?
Yeah.
Maybe as a consultant. But
because I think he was like
where it ends.
Because I think that's the whole idea. Was like, yeah, we're just going to ignore all the other shit that all these other people did, and we're going to bring Carpenter's. We're going to do the sequel to Carpenter's film. This is the Carpenter sequel. That's the feel I get from the trailer. And bringing back, man, does she get old?
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah.
When does she get old? Is that old age makeup, or is she actually that old?
No, well, she's in her 60s at this point, I think.
Man, that's old. She's old. What happened? When did we get old?
It happened. You know when you're getting old. Like, for instance, I have gray coming in. Right, you can't really like see it in the podcast video, but I have gray coming in.
I've had gray for like 20 years. I don't care.
And it's all on the sides and whatnot. Not much up top, but just the sides. Well, we have a new executive director, and you're getting older when the executive director is talking about 1985, and he goes, because there was 2 other people in the meeting I had today. He goes, they might not know because they're both in their 20s. He goes, they might not know about 1985, but I'm sure you do. And it's like, yeah, I know all about 1985.
Dude, I can't do it anymore.
It's like I'm aside from 2 other people in my office, I'm the oldest person in the office.
I'm not
only
the oldest.
42 for Christ's sake.
I'm the second oldest person in our group, and today, War Games. What's that?
I brought up War Games over the vacation because they were playing tic-tac-toe at the restaurant we went to, and my kids were losing to my wife, and I said, guys, every game should end in a tie. And they're like, what? I go, you've never seen War Games? No.
Well, your kids I can see because
not
they're
my
children.
Kids. Not my kids.
Your wife?
These are other adults.
Was your wife one of them?
She knows of War Games because
she knows of War Games. Yeah. No, they didn't even know of War Games. It wasn't like, oh, I've never seen that. It was like, oh, what? And one of them said, and I was like, it's like the classic 80s Cold War film. And then she said, oh, I don't like war films. No. Ow. I can't take it. It's like I'm afraid to mention. I'm afraid.
Game?
Yeah.
Oh, how about thermonuclear war?
Yeah, nothing. Blank.
Nothing.
They knew Ferris Bueller.
Well,
of course.
It's pop culture. Like, it's...
War games is pop culture. It was fucking...
Well,
it was like part of the zeitgeist.
But Ferris Bueller is just... They're still making commercials that mimic that movie today.
I can't... it's starting to hurt. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
It is. No, I'm right there with you, dude. I'm right there with you.
And another film I got around, a coworker recommended me. He says, "Yeah, I saw this film and it disturbed the hell out of me."
Oh, no.
It's like, "Oh, please tell me the name." And Incident in a Ghost Land.
Incident in a Ghost Land. Okay.
Right.
What's
so
that about?
I checked it out, and it's more widely known as just Ghost Land.
Okay.
I think the original title was Incident in a Ghost Land, but it's Ghost Land. And I thought it was like I had seen it before, like passing, and I was like, "Oh, another ghost film." Not a ghost film. Now, it was good. I guessed that there's like a second act twist that I kind of guessed 10 minutes into the film. So,
okay.
And I remember, and I told him too, and I was like, "But I'm not knocking the film for that." And he's like, "How did you know that?" I said, "It's not that I'm a genius or I'm not trying to be smart or anything, but I know screenwriters. I know how screenplays work, and it's like the whole Chekhov's gun rule. If you introduce a gun in the first act, it's going to get used in the third act. So when something about a character comes up,
it's like introducing anything in the first act. It's like, that's not going to come up later.
When your first 10 minutes of film is all dialogue, everything that they talk about is going to come up somehow. So
of course,
20
otherwise
minutes
there's
in,
no point for the dialogue.
Right. So 20 minutes in, I'm like, all right, I know what's happening. So, but still a decent film. But then I came back to him and said, okay, that was a good film. But now let me recommend to you some disturbing films. Because this ain't keeping me up nights. But I do recommend.
No, it's like, did you recommend Funny Games?
No, because I want to keep him as a friend. But I did, but I did throw Serbian film out there.
You threw Serbian film in there, but not Funny Games. I'm not saying it's more fucked up than Funny Games, but Serbian film you might not keep this person as a friend after that one.
No, I think we'll be okay. But no, honestly,
no? When was the last time you saw Serbian film?
I will sit down and watch Serbian film now. Funny Games, I'm not watching that again. That's just a disturbing fucking film. That's just like that. That's see, he thinks he knows what like disturbing is. It's like no. Funny Games is fucking disturbing.
Did you recommend Necromantic?
No, that's just no.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I threw that one out there, and I also told him, like, if you haven't seen 31, give that a shot. There's some really good scenes there. I mean, but honestly, Ghostland, check it out. I was surprised. Not often do people recommend films to me and I like them.
So if you guess 10 minutes in, I'm realistically guessing 10 minutes in.
Let me put it this way. I'll tell you right now. Watch it. At one point in the film, in like within the first half hour, there's a phone call. When that phone call occurs, I really honestly hope that you get what it means.
Okay.
And what's happening. Because at that point I was like, I know exactly what's happening. Everything was set up just for this. And then 20 minutes later, there's a reveal. It's like, yeah. Yes, that was exactly it. Thank you. It's interesting to do the film because the film doesn't really have a third act twist. It has a second act twist.
Oh.
It's really interesting. There's a lot.
I like it when they do that.
And now I'm going back and second guessing myself on, is what happened in the second act happening in the third act, or am I just projecting too much? I'm still going back and second guessing myself on certain aspects of the film.
Really?
Definitely worth a watch. Yeah, I was really surprised. It's much more than just like a ghost movie. Yeah, and I just got a copy of Hereditary.
Me too.
Which everybody was talking about.
Yeah, everyone was talking about it.
There's this person at work that's a polar opposite of me. Every time she mentions a film that she loved, I'm like Avatar. Like, oh, Fifth Element. Oh, it's just down the list. She loves every film that I hate. And so someone mentioned Hereditary. She said, "Oh, that movie was stupid." It's like, well, now I've got to see it.
Now I've got to see it.
Now I've got to see it.
You're stupid.
Now I got to see this film. But yeah, so those are my recommendations.
I bet that movie is so good. It's like Toni Collette. It's like, we might nominate her for an Oscar.
Yeah, and get around to watching Sicario. I mean, it was.
I've been meaning to for a really long time.
But I mean, but just to see it though. I mean, I there's nothing like, I don't think there's anything.
I'm still dealing with. Oh, I want to see that. It's like
no,
just waiting around. Like Hardcore Henry. It's been 3 years, but I finally got around to seeing Hardcore Henry. And you know why? Because I didn't wait for my wife. She was like, "Oh, I want to see that," and it's like, it's been 3 years. I'm watching this fucking thing. I'm tired of this shit.
That was easier for me because Holly was like, "No, that's gonna make me vomit." So great, I'll watch it. So I didn't have to worry about that.
I liked it.
Oh, speaking of Hardcore Henry, I watched Upgrade.
Oh, I haven't seen Upgrade yet. I just got it.
Fun. I didn't like the ending.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad ending.
I'll take that into consideration.
It's me getting old where I'm like, yeah, but does it have to end that way?
Why'd you say that?
I didn't say it.
Now I know. Now
no,
I
you
know.
don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't know.
Yes,
no,
I
you
do.
don't know.
Yes,
no, you
I
don't.
do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
But the film is a great metaphor, and it's got some really great action sequences, but it's a bit more serious than I was expecting.
Okay. The actor that's in Upgrade, it's like it's Tom Hardy light.
Yeah,
He kind of reminds me of Tom Hardy a lot.
Mm-hmm. I could definitely.
It's like Tom Hardy light.
I could definitely see him as a Tom Hardy light. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
If Tom Hardy did that film, I would be like, oh, it's Tom Hardy. This guy does it. I'm like, kind of like Tom Hardy.
And I'm not as big on Tom Hardy as you are, so
I think he's a damn good actor.
I don't think he's a bad actor.
I think he's damn good at picking scripts. When he does something like that TV show Taboo, I think I was surprised at how good that show was. I did not expect to go into that enjoying it at all, and I thought that was a very well written and very well done show. So if you haven't seen Taboo, it's on my Plex. You should check it out.
Oh, and if we're doing plugs before we start ending the show,
yeah,
I want to put a plug out for the YouTube show Dead Meat.
Dead Meat.
Yeah, that show. The host of that show they're just started doing Halloween. They do the kill count, and they're doing the kill count for all the Halloweens leading up to the new one.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's a great show. He does something. He does things differently than we do. He has a structure, and what's the word?
Are you saying we have no structure?
Yes. And he also has.
Would you say I have a plethora?
He also has production value. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on there too.
Yeah, but he also does this for a living.
Oh, it just started. Yeah, just started doing that for.
Yeah, we don't.
No. But I'm saying he has a really nice polished product, and he's good at it, and he knows what he's talking about. He says shit that like we would say about certain films and actors and things.
And I'm not taking anything away from him, but the fact that he has the time to do that, if I had the time to do it, think of the production value that I'd be pushing out.
Oh no, we started doing this after we had like wives and shit. It's just ridiculous. No. We didn't have the opportunity to do this in our early 20s. So, we got fucked.
But even if we did, I don't think we would have quit our jobs for it.
I don't know.
We would have to make twice as much money for both of us to live on this. That's why
I'm
a
not
lot
saying
of these
we would have,
people
but
are solo.
We would have had a lot more time before we had like careers and kids. That's all I'm saying.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. And like mortgages and shit like that. And I mean, again, I don't know what this guy's life is like on the outside, looking in. But
how many subscribers does he have?
Oh, tons. Again, I don't even know. I'm not looking at him.
That doesn't help at all.
Yeah, he's got a Patreon up, which is why we need one. And I figured out what we can do for Patreon. We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah.
But if you get a chance, he just started doing the Halloween kill count, the first one, so the second one should be out today or tomorrow. Really, he does it every Thursday or Friday.
Wow, he's got 1.1 million subscribers,
and he earns them.
And you know what? The last time you told me about him, he did not cross the million mark. I think he was only like 400,000.
He knows what he's doing. He does it well, and he's I like him. He's likable. He's charming. He's smart. He's a smart film reviewer, which you don't get much of. So I highly recommend him. Check it out after you're done watching our shows.
Of course.
Yeah.
We come first.
Right. Exactly.
I'm sure he's getting a lot of proposals to advertise on his show and stuff.
He doesn't advertise on his show.
No. I'm talking about, like we'll advertise for him and vice versa.
I don't think he does that. He
doesn't, but I'm sure he's getting a lot of people asking.
I don't know. I don't care.
1 million subscribers. People are asking.
I really like his show. I think if you like anything we talk about for films, you'll enjoy his podcast, his video, whatever to want to call it. Cool. That's all. But let's wrap up.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's an hour later over there, so I know you're tired.
I am tired. All right. This is episode 280.
Oh.
Get up there. 20 weeks to episode 300.
Oh.
Where would that put us? 20 weeks? If we don't take any more breaks? Let's see.
Don't do the math.
I am going to do the math.
Oh.
It's going to put us somewhere around Christmas.
Ooh, end of the year?
Yeah, so we're not going to be doing our 300th around Christmas. We'll probably be doing it in the new year. Because there's no way we're going 20 straight weeks.
Well, maybe you can get down here and do our 300th episode down here with me.
If it's in the new year, I definitely see that as a huge possibility.
There we go.
All right, episode 280. As always, thank you for joining us for another episode of Moviesucktastic. We appreciate when you do that. Please go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com and you can download the show there. You can listen to the show there, and you can watch the live YouTube feed every Thursday at 8 o'clock and hang out with us while we review whatever the fuck we're reviewing. You can also leave us voicemail. The phone number is 908-514-4470. Please call us. We'll play your voicemail on the show. I know a lot of people listen and don't call in, but you know what? Like
all of our listeners.
Well, Scott and I, we do this for nothing. We make no money doing it. So when I get a bill to renew the phone number, it's like, people listen. I know that. I see the stats. People are listening, but it's like no one ever calls in. So it's like it's a waste of money.
This Scott's just going to be a dick about whatever I say. Well, it's not worth it.
No, he's not. He's going to... Well, maybe he is. I don't know. Anyway, but call us. 908-514-4470, and we will play your shit on the air. Please, leave us email. The address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. We are always taking film suggestions for reviews. I have not taken that off the website. It is still there. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/moviesucktastic. Everything from trailers to memes, when we go live, whatever tickles us goes on the Facebook page. Go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. And when Scott fixes the app, you can go download that. YouTube's actually holding us up on that. We'll talk later. All right, and everything I said is in the app. It's 100% free. It really is the best way to listen to the show, especially in your vehicle. You just hook your device up to your car and you're good to go. Mm-hmm. And well, that's it. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Let me tell you about sodomy. You may think it's very odd of me. Again, I do like Fiddler on the Roof because I don't have the music, and it really ruins the. It doesn't feel as good.
I like it that you do it.
Everybody's got an asshole.
All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I want that fudge packer eliminated.